Should we just do maces today? Just get everybody to do their maces at home. It's hard. Maces. We're doing the maces.
Oh no, it's 3 o'clock.
It's 3 o'clock. We better start doing the maces.
Why is it?
It's amazing. Aren't you amazed? I finally lost it. I was this close for like a few weeks, but I think it happened. I think today's the day.
Hi guys. 60-minute foundations. Go ahead and hit play on the playlist, and we're gonna get started. After you have hit play, come to the top of your mat, stand with your feet hip width, arms down by your side, palms open. Bring down the heavens all together. Here we go. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Good, and again, inhale. Exhale. Good, last one, inhale. And let it go. Toes and heels together, arms down by your side, anatomical breathing all together. Rock the weight back to the heels, and we begin. Inhale, back to the hands touch. Gently tuck the chin. And then exhale, palm spin open, heart lifts, eyes gaze up, easy in the back of the neck. Good, and again, inhale, let it fill, gently round the upper back, navel to spine. Hold. Exhale. Good, keep it rolling. Inhale, navel in. Backs to the hands touch. Gently draw the fingers down. Pause. Exhale. Good, lifting, lengthening up through the heart. Eyes gaze up. Good, 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last 2 all together. Exhale. Last one, a little bit slower. Exhale. Good, and relax. From feet together in Uttanasana, half crescent, inhale, arms up. 10 fingers interlace, point your fingers, release, Kali Mudra, rock the weight back to the heels, strengthen all the way up, reach through the fingertips, and go right and left. Side to side, snap, crack, pop. Good, 1 more each side. Rock the way back to the heels, heading over to the right, reach tall first, weight stays back in the heels, tone the belly, reach to the right. Creating a nice long line down the left side of the body, maintaining some lift on the right, and breathe. Good, grounding down to the left foot, reach the fingertips. 1 more deep breath. Good, and release back through center. Rock the weight back if it is drifted forward towards the toes. Weight over the heels, reach tall, and go to the left. Reaching up and over, so making sure we're not collapsing on the left side, but getting a little bit of lift and a lot of length on the right. Breathe into the right side of the ribcage. Good, 1 more full breath. Full exhale. Good, and release up through center. First back bend. Again, weight in the heels, get nice and tall, tone the belly, and begin to go back. Good, heart lifting the whole time. So weight in the heels, make sure we're not gripping with the toes. Strong foundation, tone the belly. Front body nice and strong here to support the back bend. Lift through the heart and breathe. Good, easy in the back of the neck, 1 more breath. Good, and release, inhale to come up. Good, pausing at the top, bend at your knees, hinge at your hips, and forward fold. 10 fingers tented on the ground, and wiggle it out. Release the head, release the back of the neck, soften the jaw. Take a moment. Good, and then nice deep bend in the knees. So reach back, scoop up your heels from behind. Good, so holding onto the heels or the backs of the calves, Achilles, anywhere along that line. Belly on your thighs, chest on your knees, deep breath. On the exhale, begin to lengthen down, slowly beginning to straighten your legs. Good, focusing more on lengthening down out of your hips and less about actually straightening your legs. Good, gently tuck the chin, long through the back of the neck, nice deep breath and breathe into the back body. Good, and release. Inhale, arms up. And hands to heart and scar. Put a little bit of space in between your heels. Have an in-breath to lift the heart. And exhale to sit it down. Letting the heart move forward, letting the hips move back. Weight stays back over the heels. Heart lifted, tone the belly nice and strong. Squeeze the knees together, thighs together, and take your arms overhead. Good, once again, reach through the fingertips, sit the hips. Good, nice deep breath. Good, and release. Bring it up to stand. Hands come down in front. Reach the fingertips forward. Rock the weight forward towards the toes and go high onto the balls of the feet. Good, following that soft bend in the knees, begin to sit it down. Ooh, heart stays upright. Torso stays upright. Good. Once more. Good, on the exhale, drop the heels. Take the arms back, take it into a forward fold, release your head. Good, just let it hang heavy. Soften your jaw. Find your shoulder stretch. Good. This time, inhale, heart draws forward, hips begin to drop. On the exhale, tailbone down, pull the belly in, nice and strong, ribs in, and forehead in the direction of peace. Good, full exhales, pulling the navel in, breathing into the back body. Good, once more. Good, look down at the ground, weight in the right foot. Left foot steps back. Good, buckle the back knee and bring it up. Good, release the hands, arms sweep overhead. Buckle the back knee, take the tailbone down. Give it another inch. Good, stacking the right knee over the ankle, and then reach tall through the fingertips, find length through the sides of the body, and then maintaining that length, that height, bring the hands down. Good, from here, right hand draws to your right shoulder, open it up, revolving to the right. Good, maybe going through the stamos. Good, gently drawing the left hip back in space, make sure it's not collapsing in towards the right thigh. Good, and release. Hands to heart. Good, right into the second side, inhale to lift. And exhale to sit. Good. Tone the belly, gently draw the tail down. Arms up. Good. One more full breath, inhaling to reach through the fingertips, exhale to sit. Good, come all the way to stand, hands come down in front. Soft bend in your knees, rock the weight forward, go high onto your toes. Right, high onto the balls of the feet. Good. And begin to sit down. Good, like you're sliding down a wall, so staying upright the whole time. Good, one more breath. Good, this time exhaling to drop the heels forward fold. Good, shoulder stretch, release your head. Good, this time inhaling to move the heart forward, dropping the hips. Exhale to round and tail down, belly in, ribs in, top of the chin. Good, forehead in the direction of these, one full breath. Full exhale all the way to the end. Good, look down at the ground, weight in your left foot. Hover the right foot, step it back, slower is harder. Good, as you come up, buckle the back knee. Stacking the left knee over the left ankle. Release the arms. Okay. Good. Maybe sit another inch. Good. Again, once again, getting nice and long through the sides of the body. Bring your hands together. Bring them down in front. And then left hand begins to drop. Good. Trying to keep the hips level as you turn. Good. Shoulder blades integrating. And we breathe. Good, and release. And start. Go. Inhale, arms overhead. Now it's getting warm in the hot room. Exhale, right arm underneath. Wrap it up. Good, and sit it down. Good, right foot steps back. Weight in the left heel. Good. And then keeping the weight in the heel, float the right leg up and over. And sit it down, crossing just at the knee. Ungrip your toes. Nice and long through the back of the neck. Make sure we're not jutting the chin forward. Good. Gently begin to lift your heart. Good. Shoulder blades down the back. Full breath. Good. And release. Good. Other side. Left arm underneath. Good. Sit the hips down. Step the left foot back. Weight the right heel. And float the left leg up and over. Ungripping the toes of your right foot. Good. Tone your belly nice and strong. Pressing one thigh down, one thigh up. Good. Nice deep breath. Easier on the neck, jaw, teeth, tongue. Good. One more full breath. Full exhale. Good. And release. Arms scoop overhead. And hand start. Bring your hands to your hips. Put the weight into your left foot. Right leg comes up, marching position. Good, so we're going big toe into the revolve for the 60-minute. So soft bend in your standing leg. Good, hips level. Notice that the right hip kind of wants to jut up a little bit, so try to level out the hips. Good, once you're there, either right hand to the outside of the right knee, or 2 fingers down to your big toe. Inhale to lift, get tall, feeling the left glute turn on, and then exhale, begin to drive if you're kicking out. Good, so driving the heel, toes pulling back towards your face. Good, or just holding onto your right knee. Going for the revolve, left hand to the outside of the right knee or the outside of the right foot. And then right hand comes to the back of the head, go for the stamos. Good, driving the right elbow back, pulling the shoulder blades towards one another. And return. Good. Ungrip your toes, make sure your knee is not locked. Keep breathing. Good. Gently release, come back the way you came. Hands back to your hips. Weight in the right foot, left leg comes up. Good. So right away, check in with the foundation, take the weight back to the heel, ungrip the toes, right? Lifting them, and then just gently placing them back down. Hips remain level, best you can. And then reach down, get your grip. So either, again, 2 fingers to the big toe, or the outside of the knee. Have a breath to get nice and tall. Think about lifting through the crown of the head. Nice and tall the whole time. Keeping that upright position, begin to kick out if you're kicking. Good, heart stays lifted and open. Going for the revolve, right hand to the outside of the knee or the outside of the foot. Good, left hand to stamos, palming the back of the head, open it up. Good, in breath to get tall, exhale to stay tall. And gently release. Hands to your hips. Weight in the left foot, right foot steps back. Oops, there we go. Skipping a posture. Tuck the toes underneath, find an opening across the front of the foot all the way up to the right hip. Let's take the right arm up and for a little side stretching. Good, bringing it back through center, bend at the right knee. Feeling the hamstring turn on, begin to hover the right foot, reach back, and go for your quad stretch. Tone the belly nice and strong, core strength, quad stretch. Left hand comes up, palm faces the ground. Draw the tail down, one more breath. Left hand comes up, switch the grip. So hand travels over the toes to the inside arch. Open shoulder, open palm. Make sure your knee is not locked. Standing leg, soft bend, and slowly begin to come down. Trying to keep your hips level so the right hip wants to flare. Try to take the right inner thigh in and down. Hips stay level. And slowly come down. Good, gentle tone in the belly. Ungrip the toes, nice deep breath. And slowly release. Hands back to your hips, transfer the weight to the right foot, left toes back. Again, tapping the toes underneath. Left hand up. Good, nice and easy. Good, bring it back through center. And then slowly hover the back foot. Good, feeling the hamstring turn on, and then reach back, get your grip, and set up your quad stretch. Again, tail down, navel in, heart high. Good, micro bend in the standing leg. Don't lock that knee. Good, right hand moves up, switch the grip. Right, so hand holding onto the inside arch. Good. Reach tall, tone the belly, pull it in. Good, and then slowly begin to come down. Good, hips stay level. Engagement in the front body to support the back bend. Don't just fall into the low back. Good, easy in the back of the neck. Just here for another moment. Good, slowly release. Good, arms down by your side, just have a breath. What are we doing now? Inhale, arms up. Good, step your right foot back. Good, rock the weight back, so you're really weighting the left heel, and then float onto the standing leg. Hovering the right toes behind you, and then sweep your arms down to be in line with your back leg. Heart open, palms open, slowly begin to come down. As you come down, think about lengthening through the crown of your head. Hips remain level, toes ungripped. One full breath. And exhale to release your hands down towards the ground, maybe drawing the right knee in to meet the back of the left, leveling your hips, and then flex the right foot, drive the right heel back. Good. And then right hand roots, left hand begins to float. Good, open it up on the revolve. Good, keep driving your right heel. As you turn, the right foot wants to drop. Good, don't let it keep driving. Keep breathing. Good, and release. Good, step the feet together, sweep your arms overhead. Other side, left toes back. Good, again, rock the weight back, really weight the right heel. Building that foundation, keep it as you rock the weight forward. Arms swim down. Your palms open, heart open. Good. And hinge at the hip. Good. Think about getting long, crown of the head all the way back to your toes. Good. Hands down. Good. Pulse it out. So bending the left knee in to meet the back of the right. Leveling the hips, and then nice and strong, driving the left heel back, feeling the weight transfer to the right heel. Good. Toes pointing directly down, inner thigh, in and down. And then right hand begins to float, revolving over towards the right. Good, nice deep breath. Keep driving the left heel, noticing that the left hip wants to drop. Good, keep breathing. Good, and release. Hands down, feet together, arms sweep overhead. Hands down. Thank you. Good. Okay, step to the back of the mat. Wide-legged. From feet together. bottom of your mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to step out, nice wide stance, sides of your feet parallel. Soft bend in the knees, micro bend here. Inhale to lift through the heart. And then exhale to forward fold. 10 fingertips tented, and then take it side to side. Bending one knee and then the other. Maybe moving into Standasana. Good. And then find yourself in the center once again. Plant your hands right underneath your shoulders to start. Soft bend in the knees and try to find a straight back. Right, flat back. Good. Keeping that, begin to walk your hands forward. Make sure the hips aren't drifting forward so that you're gripping with the toes. Make sure they're not drifting back to the point where you're blocking your knees, right? So the hips are pretty much right over the heels. Good. Easy in your neck, soft in your jaw, full in your breath. Think about lengthening the spine down out of your hips. Good. Couple more rounds of breath. Tone the belly. Gently pull the ribcage in. Good. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Soft bend in your knees. Inhale to come up. Heel toe your feet together. Closer together, a little bit wider than hip width. Hands on your hips. Option here to do one hand on your low belly, one hand on your low back. Okay. So we're drawing the tailbone down, pulling the low belly in. And then bending the knees softly as you begin to rock the weight forward towards the balls of the feet and begin to go high on the toes. Drawing the inner thighs towards each other, drawing the knees towards each other, like you're squeezing a beach ball. Good. Option to take your arms overhead. Good. Big toe mounds grounding down for that fire, the whole inner thigh line. Good. Slow as you can, begin to bring your arms down at the same rate, dropping the heels. Interlace your hands behind you, take your shoulders up towards your ears, and then roll them back. Bend in the knees. Inhale to lift the heart. And then exhale to forward fold. Nice healthy bend in the knees. So just really lay the belly on top of the thighs, let the head fall off. Nice and easy. Soften your jaw. And find your shoulder stretch. Good. Full breath, full inhale. Follow the exhale all the way to the end. Finish it. Reach your hands back behind you. Inhale to come up. Release your grip. Step your right foot to your left and your arms overhead and your hands to your heart, namaskar. Vira 2 into Vira triangle. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to step out. Nice wide stance. Turn your right foot out. Left toes in. And bring it down. Find your lunge. Then ungrip the toes of your right foot. Bring your left hand to meet your right. Good. Check the knee, so the knee stacked over your ankle and tracking over the second and third toe. From here, the left hand draws back, right forward, and open it up. Knee stays in the same place the whole time. Good. Really grounding down through the right heel. Good. Nice deep breath. Good. Open your palms and slowly work towards warrior triangle. So keeping it lifted, right? So we're not collapsing, it's not a side bend. Going for a long line from the back leg all the way through to the top of the head. The tail gently drawing down. Good. Full breath. Good. Inhale to bring you back to warrior 2. Straighten your right leg, turn your right toes in and your left toes out. Good, then once again, bring it down, find your lunge. Stacking your joints, right? Knee over ankle, and the knee once again tracking over the second and third toe, so it's not caving in towards the midline. If it is, turn the right toes in a touch. Warrior 2. Good, ground down from the heel, float the toes on your left foot, gently release them. Good, and then open your hands and slowly Vira Trikonasana. Good, taking some time to set it up. Keeping it strong and supported. If it feels collapsed, it probably is. And give it some lift. Good, full breath. Inhale, Viratu. Straighten the left leg, turn the toes in, step your left foot to your right. Hands to heart. Namaskar. One grounding breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to step out. Keep your hands overhead, palms together. A little bit of a shorter stance here. Pick up the toes and pivot to face the front of your mat. I'm going to do it sideways. So feet in 2 lanes of traffic here. Right, so they're not crisscrossing. And then bring your hands down in front. Good. Like you're on a rowing machine, hands and fists. Inhale to draw your hands back towards your hips, heart open. And exhale to come halfway down. So again, think about lengthening through the crown of your head. Make sure your right knee is locked. Good, hands down. Deeply bend your back knee. Inhale to look up. And then exhale to draw the tailbone down, pull the navel in, working your way all the way up to a tuck in the chin. And then keeping a nice strong belly, begin to breathe into the area in the back. Tone the belly, breathe to the back. Root the fingertips down and push the ground away from you as you gently tuck your chin. Good, nice and easy. Good, bring it halfway up. Keeping the hands planted. Root the left fingertips, right hand begins to float and move towards a revolve. Good, opening it up to the right. Left hip gently back, shoulder blades beginning to pull together. Good, and aim out. Good, breathe through the fingertips. Good, and release. Inhale to come up. Keep your hands overhead, pick up your toes, and pivot to face the back of the mat. Once again, feet in 2 lanes of traffic here. Hands come down in front. Maybe take a moment to clear your neck. And then 2 hands into fists. Inhale to draw them back towards your hips. Open heart. Exhale to take it down. Long through the crown of your head. Nice and easy there. Good. Hands down. Deep bend in the back knee. Inhale to look up. And then exhale to round in. Good, using your breath, using your exhale to really pull your navel in, right, nice and strong in the front of the body, creating some spaciousness in the back. Good, gently tuck your chin, nice and long. So tucking the chin in at the same time, drawing the jawline back towards the bottoms of your ears. Good, breathing the whole time. Good, bring it halfway up, this time rooting your right fingertips down. And then left hand begins to drop, moving towards your revolve. And really pushing, rooting down for your right fingertips. Left elbow leading up. Good, and breathe. Good, and release, left hand down. Inhale, sweeps the arms up. Good, pivot and turn, step together. Good, turn to face the front of your mat. Last posture, Vrikshasana, standing posture. Start with your hands on your hips. Weight in your left foot. Right leg comes up. And bring it into the inside of the calf or your thigh, but not on the knee. Good, no pressure on the side of the joint. Good, maybe hands to heart. Shoulders down and away from your ears, open heart. Maybe do fingertips together, holding the globe. Good. I like to press my fingertips together and kind of pull my shoulder blades towards one another. Good. Option, take your arms overhead. Option to close your eyes. Slowly release. Hands back to your hips, weight on your right foot. Left leg up. Same thing, other side. Allowing for a micro bend in your knee, in your right knee. Maybe hands to heart. And maybe taking your hands overhead. Belly in, ribs in. Get nice and tall. Inhale to get tall. Exhale to get taller. Breathing the whole time. Good, and slowly release, bringing it back the way you came. Step the foot down. Maybe a little bow, anything to close your standing practice, and turn around and lie down on your back.
Give you guys a better view.
Uttanasana. When removing, bend your right knee. Reach down, get a 10-finger grip. Good, around the knee, and then gently begin to draw the knee in the direction of the right shoulder or the right bicep. So we're avoiding the pinch in the hip, gentle compression. If you're feeling hypermobile, you can do the active version where you push the knee into your grip, so pulling with the hands and gently pressing back with the knee. Good, one more breath. Full exhale. Good, and release, right leg down. Other side. Bend the left leg. Good, get your grip. And then begin to draw the knee in. And again, activating it a little bit if that worked for you on the first side. Gentle compression in the hip. Trying to work your shoulders down towards the mat, right? So we're not rounding in, but rather opening across the heart, thinking about finding some strength in the upper back. Good, and just breathing within that shape. So gently release, left leg down. At the same time, bend both knees, draw them up. Good, wrap it up, so 10-finger grip, maybe wrist to wrist, elbow to elbow, whatever works for you. And then same thing, think about drawing the shoulders down, finding strength in the upper back. Good, here you just hold and breathe. Just creating the boundary, and then breathing within it. Good. Just a couple more rounds of breath. Think about closing the eyes, maybe softening your jaw. Just allowing the breath to move. Good, and release. Take your feet down, keep your knees bent. If you have a block or something equivalent, you can use that, place it in between your knees. If not, just regular old bridge. So feet hip width, toes pointing in the same direction, right? So again, 2 lanes of traffic here. And then arms down, palms down, ground down through the heels, particularly the inner heels and the big toe mounds, and then draw the tailbone underneath. And begin to float your hips. Feeling your glutes fire as you get a little bit higher, and hamstrings turning on as well. Good. Again, inner heels, big toe mounts, feeling that the inner thigh line fire. Good, just one set. Good, don't overwork the back bend here. Focus more on the glutes and the hamstrings. Good, nice and strong. On your next exhale, slowly begin to come down, working top to bottom this time. 1 vertebrae at a time. Once your hips are down, turn the heels out, turn your toes in, and just let your knees rest in on one another. Good. From here, draw your knees in and then send your feet high. So really driving up through the heels and down through the backs of the hips, kind of finding length through the backs of the legs. Pulling your toes towards your face. Some activation in the fronts of the shins. Take your arms overhead, fingertips reaching up towards your toes. Good. Palms facing one another. Gently ground down through the low belly. Right, so navel in, really grounding down through the low and mid back. Maybe floating your head just a touch off the mat, barely at all, barely at all. Good, paper thin. Breathe, breathe here. Oh my goodness. Good, and then stop working so hard and work your wrists, work your ankles, make circles, go both directions. Maybe spread your fingers, spread your toes, make fists. Work it out, work it out. Okay. And then draw your knees in towards your chest. And if it feels okay on your back, then rock up and down your spine, eventually coming up to a seated position, so however you want to get there. And then once you're up, turning right around, coming down to your belly for Bhujangasana, Baby Cobra. Plant your hands underneath your shoulders, fingertips in line with the tops of your shoulders. Right, that's going to be relative to the length of your arms, so we're going for elbow points up. Good, heart open. Good, from here, ground the lower body down, right, toes to hips, and then inhale, begin to lift through the heart. Elbows stay in nice and close. Back of the neck stays long, maybe just look at the ground. Good, elbows in, heart open, shoulders back. Good. Think back of the heart moving up and forward at the same time. And slowly release. Good, take the left ear down, arms down, anywhere you want them. And we rest. Good, then once again, forehead down. Make two fists, punching the ground next to your low ribs. Good. Again, easy in the back of the neck, rounding the forehead down. Pull your legs together, reach through the toes, tone your belly, and slowly begin to lift your heart. Shoulder blades pulling together, float your thighs. Good. Options, take your arms back. Good, fingertips reaching towards the back of the room. Make sure you don't leave your shoulders behind, right? So heart stays open, shoulder blades together. And we breathe, even here. Good, and release, right ear down this time. Last one in the spine strengthening. Start forehead down, bend your knees. Good, reach to grab the tops of your feet or your ankles. If you have your ankles, flex your feet so the bottoms of the feet are facing the ceiling. Take your shoulders again back, shoulder blades pulling together. Little kick to set the shoulders and then begin to lift. For added challenge, keep your thighs on the ground. Good, front body strong. Good, breath easy. Good, and release. Left ear down. With nice full breath. Breathing into the ground. Good, and then forehead down. Plant your hands, tuck your toes, and one push-up. Child's pose. Good, forehead resting. Maybe roll your forehead side to side. Eyebrow massage. And then walking your hands forward towards the front of your mat, setting up forearm plank. So fingers interlaced, maybe hands in prayer, whatever works for you. Elbows at 90 degrees stacked underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes and drive your heels back without locking your knees. Micro bending your knees the whole time. Good. Find your tailbone drawing down. Pull the navel in and up. Good, grounding down through your forearms, really lifting through your shoulders, maybe getting some grounding in the upper back. Good, breathe. Good, keep breathing. Bend your knees, walk your feet up towards your elbows, taking your hips up high. Good, for dolphin. Allowing for a bend in your knees, hovering your heels. Good, downward facing dog prep. It's kind of a similar angle here in the hips. Maybe do a forearm stand. Safely. Good, and child's pose. Good, really resting your head, making sure your forehead can be heavy on something. Releasing tension in the back of your neck, releasing tension all the way down the back body. Bring yourself into a tabletop position. Hands planted underneath your shoulders. Moving towards downward facing dog, but first planting the hands nice and strongly on the ground, thinking about rooting down through your thumb and pointer finger root knuckles. So light on the pinky side. And then tuck your toes underneath. Root the hands, press the hips back, and then up. Nice and long through your arms, all the way up to your hips. Easy in the back of the neck. Good. From here, right leg up. Bending at the knee, open across your hip. And then exhale, knee to nose. And then set up pigeon on the right side. So untucking the toes of your back foot. Finding a little bit of a grounding sensation down through your right shin. Right, so we're not collapsed. Right? Keeping a little bit of strength, a little bit of support in the lift. Option to take your arms overhead. If you're feeling this in your low back, just bring it forward a little bit and support yourself with your hands. Right? Tone the belly, little lift, ground the shin down. Good. Plant your hands, tuck your toes. From here, float your shin up first, and then send it back. Good, right leg down, inhale, left leg up. Bend at the knee, open across the hip. And forward knee to nose. Pigeon, left side. Good. Again, untucking your toes. Grounding down through your shin, find a little bit of lift. Left hip back, right hip gently squaring forward. Tone the belly, and again, keep it out of your low back so it feels collapsed in the low back. Make the adjustments you need to. Maybe drawing the heart forward, finding a little bit more length. And breathe. Once again, plant your hands. Find those points again, thumb and pointer finger root knuckles really grounding down. Tuck the toes. And then keeping the bent leg close, begin to hover it and pull it out. Nice and easy. Send it back. Good. Maybe pedal it out. Find a little bit of a calf stretch. Good. Then looking to the front of your mat, either step, walk, hop. Finding a kneeling position. Hips coming down in between your heels. So keeping the feet close to your hips here. And then beginning to take it back. So think about drawing the tailbone underneath. Again, navel in and up at the same time. Right, if you can find that. And then take it back to the degree that feels comfortable for you. Keeping a back bend out of it. So looking for a quad stretch here. A little bit of activation with the toes down. So kind of pushing the tops of the toes down into the mat as you go down. Continuously tail under, belly in and up. Tail under, belly in and up. Any amount, including none at all. No pain in your knees. With the help of your hands, begin to bring yourself back up. Plant your hands down in front of you. Send your legs back. Flush it out. Bending one knee and then the other. And then bring your feet together, your knees together. Bring yourself down into a kneeling position, hips back on the heels. Inhale, arms up. Palms together. Exhale, forward fold. Pinky edge down, forehead down. Right, so the forehead is resting on something. And then from here, option to open your palms up towards the ceiling, right, like you're opening a book. Getting some rotation through the arm bones, a little bit more space in the upper back. Good, and then breathe through it. Good. Don't overwork the reach. Good. Really activating the knees and the thighs towards one another. Tone your belly and begin to bring it up. Good, arms down. Wild child. Camel. Who's struck on? Tuck the toes underneath. Put a little bit of space in between your knees. Right, about 1 fist width. Put your hands on the backs of your hips, fingers pointing down. And then draw the tail down. And it's leading with the hips beginning to come up. So driving the hips up first, and then lifting through the heart. Eyes go back last. Good. So if it's available and it feels safe to you, then you can reach back and grab your heels as long as you don't collapse, right? So even if you're holding onto the heels, hold on and kind of use them as an anchor, and then think about lifting, drawing up through the chest. Right? Instead of resting on your heels. Right? Always lifting. Right? No crunching here. Good. All the breathing. Good, and gently release. Nice and easy. Come on. Keep your toes tucked. Sit your hips back on your heels. Breathing child. So keeping your toes tucked, plant your hands down. I like tented fingertips here. If you would like, you can do the forearm opener where you flip the fingers towards your knees. Up to you. And then float your hips off of your heels, finding a cat-cow motion here. Inhale to go forward, heart moves forward, and then exhale to root down. Good, and round in. Tail drawing down, navel drawing in, creating space in the back. Gently tuck the chin. And your hips can slowly begin to come down here as long as you don't lose that rounding. Really rooting down, fingertips pressing down. Yeah, if you have the forearm stretch, make sure that the base of the heel, the base of the palm is kind of lifting up off of the mat. Good, breathing into the back body. Good, and release. Untuck your toes, cross your ankles, and simply send your legs out. Find a nice good seat, maybe move the flesh around a little bit. Locate your sits bones. Arms overhead. Maybe a soft bend in your knees here. Kind of driving, pushing the heels down. Natural bend occurs. Fingertips reach up. Pull the belly and the ribs in. Think about getting tall. Good. Exhale to forward fold. Paschimottanasana. But you can hold on to the feet here if that's available to you. Also, options are anywhere along the legs. You can hold on to the shins, maybe placing palms on either side of the calves. Whatever works for you. And then think about lengthening down. So again, top of the head, reaching for the tops of the feet. Good. Tone your belly. Good. Breathe to your back. Good. And slowly release. Bring it up. Bring the bottoms of your feet together. Baddha Konasana. Option to interlace your fingers in between your toes. Option to hold the fronts of the ankles if that feels a little bit more available to you. And then work the upright spine. So nice tall position, heart open, shoulders open. Shoulders back. And reaching through the crown of your head. Maybe close your eyes. and release. Janu Shirshasana, right leg out, bottom of the left foot comes in to meet the inside of your right thigh. Take your right hand, fingertips tented to the outside of your right hip. Left hand reaches up and across. Good, so once again, just like Paschimottanasana, you can reach for your foot or anywhere alongside the leg. We're finding a twist and a forward fold, but not a side bend. So using your right hand really support the posture, right? Creating a little bit of space between the right hip and your lower left ribs. Good, just one more breath. Good, and release, bring it up, switch it up, other side. Bottom of the right foot actually making contact with the inside of your left thigh, rooting the hips as you turn. Again, left fingertips tented out to the side of the hip to support you. Right hand reaches up long, and on the exhale, takes it across. Soft bend in your extended leg here. Once again, make sure we're not locking out the joint. And nice and easy. Good, don't overwork it, don't pull, don't wrench. And breathing in this boundary, this shape. Good, and release, bring it up. Turn around and lie down on your back. Supine twist. And so from here, we're just going to take the arms out into a T or something like it. And then bend your knees, planting your feet a little bit wider than hip width, about to the edges of your mat. And then as you take your gaze to the left, just let the knees fall to your right. Of course, any version that works for you here. But try not to overdo it, maybe just finding something that feels a little bit more passive, just letting the weight of your legs and the weight of your arms create the twist. And then breathing within this shape, sending the breath down into your belly, down into your hips, into your low back. Soften your jaw. On an inhale, bring your knees back through center. And then on the exhale, gaze goes to your right, your knees to your left. Not overworking it, just breathing inside of it. Allowing things to wind down. And one more breath, completing the exhale. And then on an in-breath, your knees come back through center. Maybe hug them in towards your chest, maybe a little rock side to side. And then take your legs long, take your arms down by your side, palms open, beginning to set up your final Shavasana, and take a couple moments to really set this up, make it comfortable. Maybe a little extra space in between your feet, maybe your arms out a little bit wider than usual. Making sure there's a sense of spaciousness around your neck and your shoulders. Open across your heart. Letting the breath return to normal. Just a natural coming and going. Nothing forced, nothing intentional, nothing extra. And with every breath, releasing a little extra tension. And anything left over.
allowing your body to breathe you. Take your time. Thank you so much for practicing with us. We love you and we miss you.